Playmakers, what's going on? This is Coach Wood, and I hope you're ready, baby, because we've got another amazing topic to bring to you guys today. This is the Before You Go Pro channel. So if you're joining us for the very first time, welcome to the family. Welcome to the community. Hopefully, if you enjoy the content from today, you'll be tapping that subscribe button. You'll be tapping that subscribe button to help build this community, you guys. If you can't tell already, this is a football community. I am a former player. Now we serve young football players across the country, football families in a big way, you guys. So a lot of the content that we cover with Before You Go Pro is content that's geared towards our athletes, their families, the coaches, and the fans out there. So if that's you, definitely you are in the place to be, baby. Also, check out that description box down there because we have some special resources that have been curated specifically for our community. So if you are an athlete that's trying to get after it, trying to get to the highest level in this game, maybe you're a family member of an athlete trying to get to the highest level in this game, then those resources have been discovered and built with you in mind, baby. So check out that description box when you get a chance. But let's get into today's content, you guys. I'm excited to talk about this one. A lot of our content is to penetrate with those that are trying to do this the right way and trying to do it better than Coach Wood did it. So this is for you, baby. Also, we've got some special things coming this week in the Locker Room Show and our other resources on social media. So make sure you check that out as well. But this is the Weekday Huddle, and you guys know that we want to get in the huddle, get out the huddle, and then go execute, right? So in today's topic, you guys, we're talking about something that I saw online, and then when I saw it, it just hit me so big because I know it affected my career so much, and there's things that we can't get back, right? We all have things in life that we can't get back, but that window that you have, to play football is so finite, is so small that you don't want to have any regrets. You don't want to have anything you look back on in your career and say, damn, I wish I would have got that back. So when I was on Instagram, it's actually one of our Before You Go Pro athletes. You guys are always keeping your mind right. This is a guy that has finished his career. He's finished his football career, played at a high level, played at UNLV. Shouts out to the great Aaron Criswell. And I saw that he reposted something that was on one of those motivational pages. You know, Instagram has these motivational pages, and he's still getting after it, keeping his mind right, and he reposted it, and I thought it was brilliant. What he reposted. He said, or whoever's quote this was or post this was, says, when I dropped the E off of ego, so ego, EGO. When I dropped the E off of ego, I've been on go ever since. And I thought that was so beautiful. I thought that was so well said and so simple. When I dropped the E off of ego, I've been on go ever since, you guys. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because I've got things that I regret from my career, things that now that I'm older, I know were moments that were over my head as a young student athlete, and you long to get those opportunities back because you know you would do better if you had that opportunity back. But when I think back to why I missed it, in the moment, you guys, it was because of my ego. You guys. And I wanted to bring this up in the huddle today because I wanted to penetrate with you young athletes out there. Sometimes we don't take the opportunity that we should take because of our ego. Sometimes we don't take the coaching the way we should take it because of our ego. Sometimes we don't go to that workout because that person rubbed us wrong and our ego is coming into play. Sometimes we don't act right with our coaches or respond well to situations, maybe when we're moved on down on the depth chart because of our ego or just information we get that affects our ego and then we respond the wrong way. And there was one instance in particular that I want to talk to you guys about in my career, and hopefully this will illustrate to you and put a picture in your mind of what happened to me so that it doesn't happen to you, so that you can drop the E and we can go. All right. So when I was a senior in college, I was a redshirt senior at the University of Colorado. I didn't play primarily the majority of my career. I didn't play under the person who recruited me. So it was a guy by the name of Rick Neuheisel. He's in TV today. You probably saw his son have some success coaching last year as an intern with the UCLA, and his son's name is Jerry Neuheisel. Well, I was recruited by his dad, Rick Neuheisel, okay, to go play at the University of Colorado. Rick Neuheisel left after my redshirt freshman year. So I played the majority of my college career, 3 years of my college career, under a guy named Gary Barnett. Now, Gary and I didn't see eye to eye. It's much better now that he's older and I'm older. But at the time, I was not his cup of tea. I was not Gary Barnett's cup of tea. I probably wouldn't have signed up to play for him. He probably would have not recruited me. So we were at odds, you guys. And I let my ego get into play in the situation. I was real big in the visualization. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was real big in the visualization when I was in high school. I used to almost be able to visualize certain plays of games before they happened. I was a quarterback in high school, so I had some familiarity with the process, with the technique, right? There were times where Gary was trying to get us to do visualization when we were in college, and the only reason I didn't want to do it, he brought in special coaches for visualization. The reason why I didn't want to do it or participate in something that I actually love and something that helps me, I didn't even want to participate in it because he was the one that brought it up. And I was at odds with him. So I was like, I'm not going to do anything that man brings up because I was thinking that I was not his cup of tea. And no matter what I did in practice or in the games, it was not going to benefit me. He did not want to play me. That's how I felt at the time. So I was missing out on things that could have benefited me. Why? Because I was not willing to drop the E off of my ego. And my ego was too big and inflated, and I didn't even want to do it. But here's the time that it really hurt me, you guys. Here's the time that it really hurt me. There was a game in our season. So we're 3-1 in the Big 12. We're playing Texas A&M, who's 4-0 in the Big 12. This is at our house at the University of Colorado. From game to game, I didn't know if I was going to play my senior year. That's just how it was with the coaching staff and me. Sometimes I would play. Sometimes it would just be special teams. Sometimes I wouldn't play at all. You guys. So I never knew what to be prepared for my senior year. Just so happens we have a corner go down. We have another corner struggle, a backup corner struggle when he gets in the game, and they call my number. And this is why you always want to be ready. We're playing in front of 60,000. They call your number. You're playing the number 4 team or a 4-0 team in the country in A&M. Of course, as soon as you get in the game, they're going to go at you, right? They're going to go at you, especially as a DB. So I get in the game. I had no idea I was even going to get a chance to play. I get in the game, and I do exceptionally well, right? I do exceptionally well. I'm the team defensive player of the week. I get 2 interceptions. I think I had 3 tackles for the loss. I did exceptionally well out of nowhere, right? So now we go into the next week. And when you're playing big time football, you guys, especially at the Power 4 level, Every single week is a big week. Every single week, you're going to see dogs on the other side of the line. You're going to have a big crowd. You're probably going to be on TV, right? So we go from A&M. Now we're 4-1. We're 4-1 now. We're going to play a 5-0 University of Texas team. And at the time, they were probably number 2 or 3 in the country. This is Phil Simms, Major Applewhite, Cedric Benson, Roy Williams. This is a loaded team, okay? So we're going to play them. They're 5-0. We're 4-1. ABC picks up the game. This is a big game. The week getting ready, the prep week for this game, right? We go into a meeting. Now I'm the defensive player of the week for the team. I basically saved the team to a certain extent because I'm kind of the third string guy. So for me to come in and have the type of game that gets me defensive player of the week, and I was the third string guy going into the game, I kind of saved the defense on that one. And it was a close game. I think we won by 6 or so, a high scoring game. So we're going into the next week, and I'm thinking, currently, I'm tied, I believe, for the team lead in interceptions. Nobody was intercepting the ball on defense. I think we had somebody else with 2. I had 2 right away. So I'm thinking, of course, I'm going to start, right? Versus the University of Texas. After I get in and don't even play the whole game and have that type of game, you guys are going to give me a mulligan, right? You're going to give me a chance and let me start the next game, the biggest game of the year versus the University of Texas, right? Well, we get into the prep for the week, you guys, and we have a DB meeting room right before our first practice for Texas. And the coach puts up the depth chart, and I haven't moved. I'm still third string in the base defense. Now, what they did just to kind of, I don't know, if they felt they were just pat me on the back, but they let me get into the starting lineup as far as the nickel and dime, as far as when they went 4 wides or when they felt like they were going to pass, then I would go in the game. But as far as the base defense, you guys, I had not moved. I was still third string. They didn't change anything on the depth chart as far as the base defense. Immediately, you guys, my ego went into play. My ego went into play. I was basically like, I'm not going to say what I was thinking, but everybody, and my head went down. I had the worst practice that week, and I could have benefited myself. Because if I would have took the right mindset to the next game, I could have said to myself, hey, you know what? You are kind of getting done wrong. That you should get a better treatment than you're receiving here. But guess what? You are starting in nickel and dime. And nickel and dime is the money time anyway for a defensive back. That's when the ball is going to be in the air. So if they don't want to put you on the field with the base defense, but they're willing to put you on the field when the ball's in the air versus the number 3 team in the country and top flight receivers all over their team, then guess what? You're in the game at the right time anyway. If you ball out this game, then they're really going to be looking crazy for not starting. That's the mindset I should have went into practice with that week. But I didn't drop the E on my ego. So I had a shitty week of practice. I didn't care. I was giving dirty looks. I just did not care in practice. And I had a terrible game versus Texas. A terrible game. And if I get an interception or 2 in that game, it's a whole nother ball game. But I had a terrible game when I should have had a great game, you guys. And when I think back to that moment, it was all because of my ego. Everything was still right there in front of me, and I didn't seize it because of my ego, you guys. So when I saw Aaron post that quote or that saying, and it said, hey, I've been on go ever since I dropped the E on my ego, it made me immediately think back to my college football career. and what it could have been, or the opportunities I could have had if I was willing to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to dial down on my ego and figure this thing out. So hopefully that helps some of you young athletes today, maybe even some of you parents of these young athletes that may be going through some politics, maybe going through some different things throughout the industry. If you drop the E on the ego, will that help you go further in the situation? I want you to ask yourself that. All right. Hopefully this helps you. I'm Coach Wood. Hit that subscribe button, please. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. If you know somebody that's in the football industry or wanting to get after it in this industry, please share our channel with them. Let them know about the Before You Go Pro channel and the Weekday Huddle. All right. Also, check out what we have for you down in the description box. We're starting to work with the 2027 athletes now, and this is time to get busy, you guys, so you can play in your summer. I'm Coach Wood. We'll see you at the top.